Hello and welcome to this week's Theory with SmartLearner. In today's session, we're going to be covering motorways. So in this video, we're going to look at the different parts of the motorways. We have the hard shoulder, which is used for emergency and breakdowns unless signs state otherwise. We then have the left lane, which is used for normal driving. This is a lane all cars should use. We then have the right lane, which is used for overtaking. This is often mistaken for the fast lane. And lastly, we have the central reservation. This is a barrier that separates the two sides of the motorway. Now let's look at some rules of the motorway. So stay in the left lane unless you're overtaking or signs dictate otherwise. You can use a hard shoulder as a running lane only if signs state otherwise it's for breakdown and emergency use only. Give way to traffic already on the motorway. If you're towing a trailer, you cannot use the right-hand lane unless all other lanes are closed. The speed limit for these vehicles is also 60 miles per hour. A crawler lane is a lane for slow and heavy vehicles and is often found in areas where there is a steep gradient. Now let's look at the colour of some motorway studs. Firstly, we have red. This is between the left lane and the hard shoulder. Next, we have green. This is found at slip road entrance and exits. White, which we use to separate lanes on the motorway. Amber, which is on the right-hand side of the road. And then we have green and yellow. If you see these, it means there are temporary lane adjustments. Now we're going to look at what a smart motorway is. So a smart motorway is a section of motorway that uses traffic management methods to increase capacity and reduce congestion in particularly busy areas. The way it does this is by using variable speed limits, which occasionally open up the hard shoulder as a running lane to help reduce traffic. Smart motorways are becoming way more common throughout England. So now let's look at some of the signs. So each lane will have its own signal. For example, if you see a number, that would mean the speed limit. If you see an arrow pointing down and to the left, this would mean move to the lane on your left. The same as if it was right, it would mean move to the lane on your right. We also have an upwards left, which means leave the motorway at the next exit, and then the others are pretty self-explanatory. However, if you see end, this means the end of restrictions. So for example, if you saw this after a 50, it would mean end of 50 mph speed limit. You may see a number displayed above the hard shoulder, and this would indicate that it's being used as a running lane. You may also notice these red signs on approach to the entrance of the motorway. This would mean that there are lane closures. Obviously, depending on the amount of lanes that you see leading up to the closure, this would indicate how many lanes are closed. For example, if there's 2 lines, this would mean 2 lanes are closed. We also have a red X, and this would indicate that you must stop moving and not go past this sign. This would mean that the motorway is closed. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and answer this question. So the answer means move to the left and reduce your speed to 50. You can use the left or middle lane. Now we're going to look at what you should do if you break down on a motorway. First of all, you should put on your hazard warning lights. This will indicate to other traffic that there's something wrong. Then you should pull onto the hard shoulder if you're able to do so. It's important after you stop to make sure you do not open the door that is on the side of running traffic. Make everyone go out of the other side. If you can, use an emergency telephone, as this will give a better description of your location. However, if you cannot, use a mobile phone and look for mark posts on your left that show your location. After the problem is fixed, you should use a hard shoulder to gain speed before moving out into the main carriageway. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, revision materials are in the description. If you have enjoyed the video, do make sure to give it a like and follow us on all our socials. Thank you. Bye bye.